Hello there. It's me, Rick.
Ciao, it's me, Millie.
And this is episode 26
26
of season 3
today.
of Yonks Ago.
I forgot this podcast existed.
I know, but look at us go. We've never been slicker.
Season 3, could it be Donny B? Who is he? Just another bit of history that we're gonna get to know in a brand new little season of Yonks Ago. A father and a daughter putting on a show, finding out about people from Yonks Ago. Y-O-N-K-S Ago. Y-O-N-K-S Ago. Fact or fiction? We don't know. Y-O-N-K-S Ago.
We're back, Millie, after a
We
hiatus.
are back. At least it wasn't 18 months.
No, it was a sensible, we let some weeks go by. You've been busy.
Yeah. We gave them a little sneak peek episode.
Yeah, a little bonus chat.
Yeah.
A little behind the scenes, a peek at the raw chemistry that exists on our interstate Zoom podcast record. You're welcome.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I think last time we recorded a proper episode, you might have even been a child, a mere babe in the woods.
Oh,
and
damn.
now as we record, Millie, correct me if I'm wrong, you're a fully fledged adult.
Yeah,
I mean,
I am.
That changes everything.
It does.
We're just two adults podcasting.
Why didn't I start the podcast? Why didn't I go I do, hi, my name's Rick. Why don't we just switch it up a little bit? And I take over the podcast.
I mean,
only
because
fair.
you missed your opportunity.
Yeah.
And now we've started one, you as an adult.
I should have taken initiative.
That's what being an adult's
Yeah.
all about.
My
Except only after years of, trial and error.
Yeah.
You don't just...
You see, you know what it was?
What?
It was the earthquake. It messed with my brain, I think. I think I thought I was a child again.
You've had a tectonic shift in your perceived age.
Yeah.
Because as you quite rightly point out, we are recording this on the day of the Great Victorian Earthquake.
Yes.
Which,
it did quake.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can all pretty safely agree more of an earth tremor.
Yeah.
But a sizable one.
Yeah, I was quaking. I don't know about you.
It was, I would say, the closest we've got to a quake.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put it in quake territory.
I've never experienced quite a quake.
Yeah, I mean, normally when we get a tremor,
Yeah.
which we get from time to time here in Victoria,
Oh, I don't know this.
normally everyone's asleep.
I see,
you get
I
them
see.
overnight and you wake
Yeah.
up and you'll hear reports of a little bit, and it's often just a little shaky shake.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing to write home about. Nothing to even wake you up.
Yeah, yeah.
But a few years ago, back when we lived in the previous house, so a good
ages ago, yeah.
15 years ago or so, was the first time I experienced the first proper tremor while I was awake and realised it was happening. It happened you were probably asleep though.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I was I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a night time we were watching telly and we thought this truck was going by the house or something for a long time. We're like, what's that? And then we realised, it's a tremor. Like a proper tremor. And today was even more so than that.
Yeah.
But not quite a quake.
No. I think it just felt like a quake for me because it shook my whole bed.
Yeah.
It was fully shaken.
You had amplified shakage.
Yeah.
Because you were on a structurally unsound IKEA bunk.
Yeah.
Which really just added. So
quite scary.
maybe you did experience a proper quake.
I think I experienced some quakeage.
Yeah. So depending on where you were in Victoria, if you're on an IKEA bunk, earthquake.
Earthquake.
If you're just sitting around on some stable chairs, probably a tremor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if Donny B ever went through any earthquakes.
I reckon he went through 17.
Wow. I'll try to do some research. I'm sure it's a fact that's easily findable on the internet.
I reckon.
Yeah. The quake nerds out there always logging how many quakes experienced by famous people.
Yeah.
And if they're not, hole in the market.
Just look up if there was an earthquake between the time that he was alive.
Yeah. Well, I did hear that this was the strongest one in Victoria.
Yeah.
Recorded. Not that Donny B spent much time in Victoria.
Oh, no. His basically... No, he didn't come here at all, did he?
Well, he came to play cricket.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, from time to time, he'd come down to the mighty MCG.
No, I think he never did.
Wow.
I think that's just a rumour.
He would send a stand-in.
Yeah.
A little
He didn't want to come in here because of the earthquakes.
Donny B impersonator. I think, look, I'd like to agree with you. I'd like to yes and you. It's part of this, the beauty of this. But we've already spoken about his exploits on the MCG. Maybe it wasn't the MCG we know.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a secret MCG.
Maybe they moved the MCG to New South Wales. Like
a secret. Maybe it was Bordertown MCG. It was like up near Marimbula. I don't even know where that is.
Neither.
Look, the jury's out as to whether Donny B ever set foot in Victoria. He definitely didn't experience an earth tremor the way we did.
No.
So in many ways, we're better than Donny B. Look, it's been a long time since we talked about the exploits of Donny B. I've got to try to recap, and I barely know what was going on. So I think last time we met, he'd had his first Ashes series.
Oh, yeah.
He'd done pretty good.
He did all right, better than average.
But in a losing side.
Yeah.
The side did put up hardly a whimper. He did have to be the 12th man for one of the games.
Oh, yeah.
So he obviously wasn't going great guns, but he ended strong.
No, he did end strong.
As did Archie Jackson.
Yep.
The future's promising.
Yeah.
And then in between series, he's doing his state games, and you'd have to say Donny B really started to flex his cricket muscles.
Why not? Why would you keep it in?
He was just dominating. He scored 450 odd, set a new record.
Yeah, new record.
And everyone's like, Donny B's pretty good, eh? And they're like, yeah, he's pretty good. And he's getting more and more media attention.
And didn't we find out that what's his name actually secretly hates him? Not secretly.
Because of all the attention and the fact that this young buck is become the darling of the Australian public. Some teammates, namely one of our favourites, the Kipper, the Axeman, they've actually got a bit of a beef with our man Donny B.
I'd like to think that it's just like some friendly beef though. You know?
Yeah, either that or...
enemies to lovers maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fine line between love and hate. And because there was this beef that we discovered, I thought I better check out more about the life of one Axeman, the Kipper, Alan Kippax.
Yeah.
To find out if maybe he was a secret villain this whole time and we just liked him and didn't realise.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's delightful, and does that mean Donny B is the villain of the piece? Maybe we're learning about the villain this whole time. Or maybe, as you say, it's just two nice guys who've got some beef that may be a bit more love than hate. And we just don't even realise.
Yeah. Historians will say they're friends. But it's for us to decide, isn't it?
Indeed. So I did a little looking into the life of Alan Kippax, and a wonderful cricketer, as we already know.
Yeah.
He was, as we've already discovered, the person who encouraged Donny B to open his eyes.
Yeah.
Which changed the whole course of his career.
It did.
And this is what people had to say about the Kipper, that he was a small, gentle man with a kindly way about him. Kippax enjoyed a great reputation within the game. He was a man of personal charm. He was as elegant off the field as he was on. A cricket writer wrote, to visit him in his Bellevue home was to be transported into a calm 1930s world of silk smoking jackets, Art Deco trimmings. So he was just a delightful... Look.
But they say he was small. I was picturing a Hagrid sort of size.
A lot of great cricketers are tiny in stature.
Yeah, but his name.
The Kipper.
Yeah.
The Axeman.
The Axeman. I was he's massive.
Small of stature, huge of heart.
Yeah.
He's got Hagrid-sized heart. So look, I think without a doubt, our man Kipper is not the villain of the piece. Is Donny B the villain?
They just didn't see eye to eye, I reckon.
I mean, it's hard to believe that anyone's got beef.
I just reckon their star signs weren't compatible.
That's what it is.
It is.
And look, to be fair, a little as we also learnt, they were in different sporting store camps.
Yeah.
The Kipper had his own sporting store,
Exactly.
which was doing well until the Bradman threw his sizable, media weight behind a rival store, which cost Kipper some sweet bucks. So, look, once finance gets into it, it's always going to strain a friendship.
Exactly.
But hopefully they can keep it professional on the field.
I reckon.
They can.
They're always together, I swear.
Yeah. I really felt like they were a team.
Me too.
But I am very relieved to find out that our man, Axeman,
He's just a legend.
is top notch. Everyone around Donny B is a legend.
Yeah.
Archie Jackson, the beboiled legend. Axeman, smoking jacket, queen.
Yeah.
Like just winning at life. But anyway, back to cricket.
Yes.
And so they went off he'd been selected for the touring side to go to England
Yeah.
for the 1930s
First overseas trip.
Ashes trip. That's right. He's heading overseas on a boat. Is where he's going. Right. So we're off on a boat, which, look, it's not like these days where you just hop on a plane.
Nah.
This is months. Well, a month and a half maybe. Month and a half
Cute
journey.
little boat trip. with the
Yeah. And so it's hard to keep yourself busy. They play a
Yeah.
lot of sports on the deck.
boys. Who would have thought?
And deck tennis and quoits were high on Bradman's list of daily activities. And he was competitive to the point of obsession in all the deck games. Our Donny B wants to win.
Yeah. I would hope so. Was he a Virgo as well?
I feel like his birthday is in August.
Yeah, I feel like he was. But maybe I'm getting confused with Nancy Wake because she was like the 31st, I remember.
Why do we never remember? Why don't we ever?
I feel like it was like 29 or something. No, that's Liam Payne.
It's hard to remember all the famous August birthdays. I'm going to pause the podcast and we're going to solve this mystery, all right? And we're going to try to lock it into our brains so next time we wonder, we're going to know. Can we do it? We can. All right, I've done my research. I've Google-ated it, and I think you're right. Virgo, 27th of August.
Yeah, I knew it.
And so, I mean, I've got to say, when it comes to, like, if you were stuck on a ship and there was some deck games to be played,
That's what I was saying. Like,
you would be like, I'm going to dominate.
and you know what I did one time on one of the school camps?
Yes?
I brought a deck of cards because we weren't allowed to bring anything.
Yes.
So I snuck in a deck of cards and I dominated, like,
What game are you playing? Spit? Yeah.
Jinx.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It was really fun, actually. I really enjoyed winning.
I bet you did, just like Donny B.
Exactly.
And so Donny B's out there. There's deck tennis, there's quoits, and he's like, I'm going to take everyone
What the hell is quoits?
Quoits is the one where there's a little stick and you got the little round thing and you throw it, the round thing onto the stick.
I love that game.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at it, though.
Yeah, but if you're stuck on a ship, I reckon you'd get good real quick.
Yeah.
You'd be like, got to master quoits.
Yep.
And so he kept a little diary as well. There was not much in his diary apart from keeping track of who he was beating at games.
I did that.
Yes. Donny B is very relatable to you right now. So he'd have entries like Monday, 31st of March, game of tennis and swim before breakfast.
I would do this.
Beat Mr. Gardner 6-1 in ball tennis singles. Then beat Kippax 6-0 in semi-final.
I didn't even give him a point.
No, final played at 3 o'clock before a large gallery, and I beat Alec Harwood 6-1, 7-5. So he, of all those scores listed, he humiliated the Kipper.
He did.
Just adding to the beef. Oh.
Unless what's his name? The Kippax was trying to like he goes easy on him because they're actually secretly in love.
Oh, and he knows Donny B needs to feel the victory to fuel him
I think
onwards.
he's just being friendly.
He knows how to motivate Donny B. And you got to say, who's to question him?
Yeah.
Everything he does for Donny B seems to work out.
Open your eyes. I mean, come on.
Open your eyes. Beat me at tennis. You know, all these things are going to make you a better cricketer. And I've got to say, probably spot on, Kipper.
Yeah.
Spot on. And so, so look, all we learn is that he keeps himself busy, absolutely whooping everyone. And they go for like 4 weeks, 6 weeks. They end up in Paris.
Oh.
In the French capital. The 22nd of April, they end up in 1930. So I think that's before Nancy Wake was there. She doesn't get there until just before the war, I think. So like sort of mid to late 30s. So look, Donny B got to Paris before Nancy.
Do you reckon they ever crossed paths? Like, were they both New South Wales?
Yes.
I reckon they did.
Similar journeys, isn't it? he went from Australia to Paris to London, whereas she went from Australia to New York.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and then to London and then to Paris.
Yeah.
So she went London first, then Paris. He's gone Paris first, then London. So look, that's very different lives they're living right there. And she was an awesome war spy, and he played cricket. So that's
No, I reckon they crossed paths before they left.
in New South Wales.
Yeah.
Oh, she definitely went to watch Donny B play cricket.
100%, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
She was always sneaking out as well. Like the mum wouldn't take her, but
I think there's a chance because she's a bit of a prankster, Nancy Wake.
Yeah.
I think there's a bit of a chance that she met Donny B when he was just starting out at cricket.
yeah.
When he was pretty good, but hadn't quite made it yet. And she said to him, "You know what would make you really good? Close your eyes." And he spent the next few years batting with his eyes closed.
I think so.
And she just was laughing. Every time he went out there, she was laughing. And that was, took him the kipper.
Yeah.
Changed that. But that's why he was batting with his eyes closed that whole time.
I mean, he was still pretty good. He sometimes scored a century.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, we can say it was a prank, but I actually think it made him a better player.
Yeah.
Kind of like using the force. He was relying on the other senses.
Yeah.
So when he finally opened his eyes, he had a whole range of senses to call on. He could see it, smell it, taste it. He could do it all. So he goes to Paris. He goes to the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Ticks that off.
Yeah.
He does that. And he says of France, while he was there, he says they've got strange customs, the French, such as shows that run all night. Bradman couldn't believe it. He could stay up all night at a show.
He's like, what about sleep?
He's like, I need my sleep. I don't think Donny B was much of a party animal. Again, that's where him and Nancy Wake differ.
Yeah.
That's what she loved about Paris.
Yeah.
And so he was not up for that at all. He's got cricket to play.
Yeah.
And get quoits to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, he gets to England for the 1930s Ashes series. So let us please have a little look at the stats.
Let us. I love statistics.
So it was a 5-test series.
Yep.
Now this series started. They prioritize youth. They've got Donny B. They've got Archie Jackson. They're like, the future is bright, but generally everyone agreed the Aussie team was not up for it.
No.
They were like, they've just lost in Australia, however, 4-1 or something like that. They've got some good players, but they are about to get embarrassed. So the first test kicks off. It's at Trent Bridge, everyone, in Nottingham, in case you were curious.
Sheesh.
The sheriff of Nottingham. Don't you know your Robin Hood facts?
No.
Where's your Robin Hood knowledge? I blame myself. I blame myself.
I mean, come on, it's not my fault.
No. I feel like I've tried to give you a wide range of, pop culture knowledge, but it's just some things fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
And Robin Hood clearly one of them.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
No. Oh, I'm ashamed of myself.
I know who Robin Hood is.
You know who Robin Hood is?
Yeah,
that's a start, but you don't know who the Sheriff of Nottingham is.
No, I don't think.
It's the villain. It's the villain of Robin Hood.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
One of.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Sorry, but yeah. Look, I'm gonna have to give you at least a brief education. One of these movie nights, I'm just going to show you a Robin Hood movie, just so you've got a little.
I watched that Doctor Who episode.
Oh yes, yeah, sure. Well, they probably had a Sheriff of
It
Nottingham.
had aliens in it, though, as well. I think. So.
Classic. Yeah, the Sheriff of Nottingham was a Dalek.
Got it.
Yeah, but we are in Nottingham for the first test, and I've got to tell you, England wins by 93 runs.
That's not that much, is it?
No, it's a solid effort. And in the first innings, top scoring for Australia,
Donny B.
Our man, the Kipper, the Axeman.
Oh, yeah.
64 runs, solid effort. Like, he made 64 by himself. Australia made 144 in that innings, so he made a decent size of it. Donny B doesn't get a mention in that first innings.
No, he was trash.
But in the second innings, as we were trying to, establish some sort of dominance, our man Donny B, 131.
That's good.
So he's
good
got
effort.
himself a cheeky little century in the second innings in the first test. First overseas century, I'd say.
That's good.
So solid start for Kipper and also for Donny B. But again, in a losing side.
Yeah.
So what good was it? You know,
It's a good experience.
yeah. But definitely people in England are like, gee, Donny B's all right, hey?
Yeah.
I mean, not so good that they're going to
What
win the
about
game.
Archie Jackson?
Archie
Is he
Jackson
sickly?
does not get a mention.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the boils are all over
Yeah,
his body.
yeah.
He can hardly stand. But
mean,
he
he was
still
just-
played well.
He was just on a boat. Surely everyone has them now.
And so then we get to the second test. Where are we? We're in Lords, the home of cricket.
Yep.
In London.
Yep.
And it's the second test. England wins the toss, elects to bat. And first innings, England get to 425 runs.
Oh dear.
That's solid. All
Yeah.
out for 425.
Yeah.
And then our man Donny B comes in.
And scores that exact number.
He scores 254 runs.
That is a lot of runs still.
And someone called Jay White.
That's a boring name.
I'm going to say Jack White.
Yeah.
Sounds like a cricketer. Jack White,
Jackie White?
scored. Oh no, Jack White's a bowler for England. That's why I've never heard of him. He got 3 for 158. So Donny B was the only batsman of note. He scored 254, but we made 6 for 729 declared. So I'm guessing
Wow.
other people must have scored some runs.
That is a lot of runs.
729 runs declared. Good.
Are we going to win this one?
England in the second innings made 375, so we had to bat again. We needed 70 odd runs to win, which we got for
Yeah.
the loss of 3 wickets. So Australia won by 7 wickets. So it's 1-1
Damn. That first innings.
with Donny B just, so he scored 131 in the first
What's
test,
happening?
254 in the second
Something
test.
happened on that boat. Got to be.
Then we get to the third test. This is in Leeds at Headingley.
Yep.
Look, you got to start remembering these names because they're gonna start playing a big part, not just in this podcast, but in your life.
Am I going there? Are we going there?
Yeah, I'm going to take you overseas because international travel is huge in our future.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We've got to get away from the earthquakes. Got to relocate.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use cricket as the anchor. So third test in Leeds. What's happened? Australia's won the toss.
Oh.
They've elected to bat.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, it's the first time we've gone out to bat first, I think, this whole series.
Oh, so I see.
Donny B,
Scores all the runs.
well, he doesn't score all the runs. He scores 334 of the runs.
Jeez, just getting better.
334 runs. This was a record at the time, I believe, for an Australian. Highest test score for an Australian. 334
Damn.
runs out of 566 we made all out.
Damn.
England barely made a whimper, but we ran out of time.
Oh, draw.
Rain affected.
Oh, that's not fair. I don't like how that happens.
It was a draw. So Donny B's.
That's not fair.
It is sad. I mean, you got to agree. If Donny B's made 334, just give us the win.
Oh, surely they can just extend the days.
Yeah, come back tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah, find a way.
I think.
So we scored 100 odd in the first test, 200 odd in the second test, 300 odd in the third test. You can see where this is going. When does it end?
It just keeps rising.
But the match was a draw, so it's still 1-1 in the series.
Yeah.
Fourth test takes place in Manchester.
I know that place.
Old Trafford.
Yep.
Old Trafford is the name of the cricket ground.
Sounds like old tractor.
Yes. There was an old... Everyone comes to the ground on an old tractor to watch the cricket at Old Trafford in Manchester. And who wins the toss? Who do you reckon?
England.
No.
Nah, why'd I say that? Obviously it's Australia if you're asking me.
No, I just thought I should start asking you. It's something you can try to win.
The thing is, I was like, it's going to be Australia, and then I said England.
No, it's tough when there's 50-50. You play mind games with yourself. Australia won the toss, elected to bat.
Yep.
And
Oh dear.
what's happened?
Oh dear.
It's
Archie Jackson just dropped dead.
Ponderous Ponsford made
Forgot about him.
83. Donny B doesn't get a mention.
Oh dear.
We made 345. England made 251. But again, match drawn, rain affected.
Extend the days. Why don't they do that?
So we're at 1 game all, 2 draws, 1 game left in the series. So this is the tiebreaker unless it's going to be a draw again.
Then what do they do? Is it
It's just a
series draw.
Yeah, and whoever
Where do the ashes go?
whoever has the whoever you've got to win
Retain.
the ashes to
I
take
think
them
I
off
knew
the person.
this. Yeah.
If it's a draw, the people who has them retain the ashes.
Yeah, got it.
So fifth and final test. It's a nail biter. The whole
is.
nation is on the edge of their seat because
Yeah.
these, as I said at the start, people gave Australia no chance, and yet Donny B has been scoring runs like a machine and has got us to the position where we could win this series.
I reckon we've got this one, and I can't jinx it because it's already happened.
No, you can't. They go out for the toss. Who wins the toss?
This one is England.
England
Because
wins the toss.
now we're the underdogs.
And they elected to bat.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, this match does not end in a draw. So someone does win this game.
It's going to be England because...
England go out to bat. They score 405 runs.
It's okay. We can do better.
That's a decent effort. Australia comes out for their first innings. Our man Don Bradman, 232 runs.
That's good.
It's good. It's beyond good. He scored 230. Do you know how many runs this man scored this series? A truck ton.
A tractor?
A tractor load of runs. Here, we're at the Oval. I didn't tell you. We're at the Oval back in London. Not at Lord's. We're back in London.
Okay.
Different place in London.
Got it.
So Donny B scored 232 runs out of 695 runs Australia makes.
That's good.
So we're a good 290 runs ahead of them in the first innings. England comes out for their second innings and they all out for 251. We do not even have to bat again. Australia wins.
So our bowlers are pretty good, eh?
We win by an innings and 39. Yeah, you know who was doing all the damage this season? I wasn't talking about our bowlers, but I probably should have.
Yeah.
First test, our man, Smiling Assassin, Clary Grimmett, 5 for 107. He's got in the first innings and 5 for 94 in the second innings. That's 10 wickets for our man, Smiling Assassin, Clary Grimmett in the first test.
If you get 5 wickets, do you get to hold the ball thing up?
You do now. That didn't start until recently.
Is it 5?
Yeah, 5 for in an innings.
Got it.
The big things for bowlers are 5 for in an innings and 10 in a match.
Got it.
Yeah, and so he's got 5 in both innings and 10 for the match, obviously.
Yeah.
Second test in the second innings, Clary Grimmett, Smiling Assassin, 6 for 167.
Mm-hmm. Why do we call him the Smiling Assassin?
Just because when we were talking about him, just
How do you remember this?
I remember some stuff.
Yeah.
In the third test, England's first innings, Clary Grimmett, 5 for 135.
MVP.
Absolutely dominating. What about second? No, it didn't do much in the fourth test. And in the fifth test, Clary Grimmett, 4 for 135.
Nice.
But it was in the final innings where we got them all out for 251, so we didn't have to bat again. It was a bowler who we've never mentioned.
Oh.
P. Hornibrook. 7 for 92. Not too bad from P. Hornibrook.
That's good.
So
Percy.
we win the series 2-1.
Percy
Hornibrook. Gotta be
Percy.
It's gotta be. I'm not going to check it out because that makes more sense than anything has. But I wasn't going to check it out. But I've got a list of the most wickets for the series. In fourth place was Englishman Walter Robbins with 10 wickets.
Boring name.
In third place on the podium, Percy Hornibrook.
Really? Is his name Percy?
Hornibrook.
See, I was originally going to say Peter because it's the first one that came to my mind. And then I was like, nah, that's a Percy.
You nailed it.
What the hell? That is so cool.
He got 13 wickets. In second place.
Out of all the P names.
I know, you nailed it.
Yeah.
You got the era right.
Yeah.
In second place, another Englishman, Morris Tate, with 15 wickets.
Morris?
So the second leading wicket taker got 15. Obviously, gold medalist for the series, Smiling Assassin Clary Grimmett.
Yep.
29 wickets.
Damn.
That's 14
Is that a record?
more. That's almost double second place.
That's got to be a record.
Nah, people have gotten heaps more than that these days.
In the Ashes?
Yeah, in the Ashes. Mitchell Johnson's got...
Yeah, but in that day.
Oh.
I'm saying that was that a record? Like, did he?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I should check. And now we go to most runs. In fourth place, Bill Woodfull, 345 runs.
Billy Woody.
Billy Woody. And it's in third place. How do I pronounce that?
Just go for it.
Duleep Singh is 416 runs. In second place, another Englishman, Herbert Sutcliffe, 436 runs. And in first place...
Is this for the whole series?
For the whole series.
Oh, he got that in one game.
First place, Donny B, 974 runs for the series. More than double second place.
Whoa.
He
Is that a record for him?
That is easily a record for him for this so far. And if you thought people were impressed by Donny B before this series, they are going absolutely mad for Donny B now. He has dominated the series.
That sports shop that he...
They are happy they got Donny B on board as spokesman.
Everyone's going there right now.
So not only is Clary Grimmett, the smiling assassin, proved how smiley and assassin-y he is, Donny B is now the talk of the town, and everyone loves it except for one... Kippax, who's like, goddamn Donny B. I top scored in the first innings of the whole series. I got 60 odd runs. No one's talking about that. No one's talking about the Axeman and his solid 60 odd runs because bloody 900 and something Donny B. Whatever. And I bet he refused to play deck tennis with Donny B on the way home.
I reckon.
Because he doesn't want any more humiliation. So, look, at this stage, the legend of Donny B has exploded.
Yeah, he's good now.
I mean, yes. He's setting records that lasted for a very long time.
Yeah.
And hats off to him. So that is the summary of the 1930s Ashes series. We've made good time, and it was nice. Look, we've done a decent amount for our comeback episode.
Yeah.
Who knows when we will record another one?
Oh, you know.
We have to wait for another earthquake. Another natural disaster. Because
might not be long because of climate change. So.
Yeah, I know. We could be having earthquakes weekly. But look. Obviously, as we've said numerous times during this season, Millie's doing year 12, mate. It's getting to the business end.
Yeah, come on, guys.
It's getting to the pointy end. It's exams. It's
also,
it's
you're
study.
busy too, like.
Not at the moment.
I was trying to help.
Thanks. I appreciate the encouragement. But look, I've got lots of time to podcast, Millie. That's all I'm saying. Whenever you're ready.
That's all you do.
That's who I am now. I'm more microphone than man. But this is, if you're looking at your calendar, if you check on when this has been recorded and released, we're in the middle of school holidays.
Yeah, first week, second week, not much school holidays for me.
Yes, do you have to get back to it?
Yeah, practice exams.
All right. So this was the window.
Yeah.
This was our cheeky little sort of.
Have I studied for them? No.
No, but you've got to at least allow time. You don't want to be distracted by podcasts while you're avoiding studying.
Exactly.
Yeah, you want to be sitting in your room thinking, I should be studying right now while you're doing other stuff. But if it's at least you're not committing to something actual.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been there. Mate, I've procrastinated on study like a world champion.
I procrastinated on doing something that I was procrastinating on doing on studying.
That's procrastiception.
Yeah.
You procrasticepted yourself.
Oh, I should study, but then I was like, oh no, maybe I'll do that. I was like, I don't really want to do that. I'll do something else.
Mate, unless you've been 5 levels deep in your procrastination, you haven't even scratched the surface of procrastiception. You've got to be procrastinate within procrastinate till you don't even know what the original aim was. I was avoiding something. Who knows what? But hopefully this podcast can provide a bit of procrastiception for you at some point.
Yeah.
You can use this as some sort of...
Yes, sir. No, this was fun to do.
Yeah.
This was fun.
And now that you're an adult, who knows?
I'll never come back.
We'll see. Because you won't be in year 12 forever, or will you?
Unless...
The endless VCE.
I could set a record.
Yeah.
Most years in year 12.
Oh,
I wouldn't want to do that.
The E in VCE stands for eternity. All right. Thanks for sticking with us, Yonky
Listening.
Doodlers. And hopefully, eventually, one day, there'll be another episode of Yonks Ago. Nice.